What's up, people? Thanks for checking out the video, for checking out the channel. We'll be checking out a movie. This is 1960 Psycho. I think it's a Hitchcock movie. This will probably be my second Hitchcock movie to watch. I think the first one that I saw was Vertigo. It's on my channel. If you're interested, check out Vertigo. Anyway, we'll be checking out Psycho. I've heard good things about this movie. It's on every best movies of all time list out there that I've ever seen. So, and it's been on my radar for some years now, man. I think this movie is what inspired the TV show Bates Motel, which I've seen. Amazing show. That said, man, let's just jump into the movie. Let's see what Psycho is all about, man. I'm excited for this one, man. Let's go.
Never did eat your lunch, did you?
I better get back to the office. These extended lunch hours give my boss excess acid. Sam, this is the last time.
Yeah. For what?
For this.
I want to see you. And under any circumstances. Even respectability.
Oh, Sam, let's get married.
Tell you what. When I send my ex-wife for alimony, you can lick the stamps.
I'll lick the stamps.
Hey, you girls ought to get your boss to air condition you up. He can afford it today. 18 years old. And she never had an unhappy day in any one of those years.
Put it in the safe deposit box in the bank, and we'll get him to give us a check on Monday instead. Do you feel ill?
Just a headache.
Well, what you need is a weekend in Las Vegas, the playground of the world.
Can't buy off unhappiness with pills. I guess I'll go put this money in the bank.
Don't get any ideas. That money is not yours, man. What is she thinking, man? Damn.
I almost had an accident last night from sleepiness, so I decided to pull over. Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
Frankly,
You are.
yes. May I see your license?
Can I trade my car in and take another?
Do anything you've a mind to. Being a woman, you will. That yours?
That cop is on her, bro.
You mean you don't want the usual day and a half to think it over? You are in a hurry, aren't you? Somebody chasing you?
I believe I have the necessary papers. Is there a ladies' room?
In the building.
Do you think I've stolen my car?
Oh, ma'am. All right, let's go inside.
Hey! Just put it in here, please.
Heck, officer, that was the first time I ever saw the customer high pressure the salesman. Somebody chasing her?
Wait a minute. I did see her sometime later driving. I think you'd better come over here to my office, quick.
I'll get it back, and if any of it's missing, I'll replace it with her fine, soft flesh. I'll track her, never you doubt it.
Bates Motel, man. Here we go.
Sorry, I didn't hear you in all this rain. Go ahead in, please.
Los Angeles. Am I that close to Fairville?
15 miles. I get your bags. Over there.
The bathroom.
Yeah. Would you have dinner with me? I was just about to myself. You know, nothing special, just sandwiches and milk, but I'd like it very much if you'd come up to the house.
Just a stranger, as if man, though, desires strangers, as if Oh, I refuse to speak of disgusting things because they disgust me.
I've caused you some trouble.
No, I wish you could apologize for other people.
But as long as you fixed a supper, we may as well eat it.
Eating in an office is just too officious. I have the parlor back here.
Taxidermy.
You eat like a bird.
You'd know, of course.
I think only birds look well stuffed because they're kind of passive to begin with.
A man should have a hobby.
Well, it's more than a hobby. Well, a boy's best friend is his mother. What are you running away from? We're all in our private traps, clamped in them, and none of us can ever get out.
Sometimes we deliberately step into those traps.
I was born in mine. I don't mind it anymore.
Oh, but you should.
She had to raise me all by herself after my father died. Years ago, Mother met this man, and he talked her into building this motel. He could have talked her into anything. Well, a son is a poor substitute for a lover. I don't hate her. I hate what she's become. People always call a madhouse someplace, don't they? Put her in someplace. She's as harmless as one of those stuffed birds. It's not as if she were a maniac, a raving thing. She just goes a little mad sometimes.
I stepped into a private trap back there, and I'd like to go back and try to pull myself out of it.
I did not expect her to die that early in the movie, man. The mom, dude. I was worried about Norman. Turns out the mom is the one we should watch out for, man. I mean, she goes a little mad sometimes, so poor girl, man. The mom, man.
Oh, God, Mother! Blood! Blood!
This is not the first time he's had to do this, man. He's done this before, man. Probably multiple times, man. I get the feeling this happens every time he shows interest in a woman, man. His mom just comes in and, you know. Oh boy.
And I say, insect a man, death should always be painless.
Marion here.
Of course not.
Thank you.
Something wrong?
Let's all talk about Marion, shall we? Your girlfriend stole $40,000.
What are you talking about? What is this?
She was seen leaving town in her own car, by her employer, I might add. Well, she's not back there with the nuts and bolts, but she's here, in this town, somewhere.
I'm always forgetting to turn the sign on, but we do have a vacancy. 12, in fact. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
I've been trying to trace a girl that's been missing for about a week now from Phoenix.
Well, no one stopped here for a couple of weeks.
Do you mind looking at the picture before committing yourself? Well, she may have used an alias. Marion Crane's her real name, but she could have registered under a different one. You see, that's exactly my point. You said that nobody had been here for a couple of weeks, and there's a couple came by and didn't even know that you were open.
Yeah. Her hair was all wet. I tell you, it's not really a very good picture, really.
No, I guess not. Did you spend the night with her?
No.
Well, then, how would you know that she didn't make any phone calls? And after she left, she didn't come back?
Well, why should she?
Isn't still here, is she?
No. Oh, that must be my mother. She's an invalid. It's practically like living alone.
Oh, I see.
Let's put it this way: she might have fooled me, but she didn't fool my mother. So
Desperate.
I think it'd be much better if you left now. Thanks.
Yeah, she spent last Saturday night at the Bates Motel. It's right out here on the old highway. I even know what cabin she was in. It was number 1. See, this boy had a sick old mother. I think she saw Marion and talked to her.
Creepy ass Norman, man. This dude is going to die, man. Jesus Christ, man. This woman is just a butcher, bro.
You want to go out there, don't you? Busted on Arbogast and the old lady, maybe shake her up?
Yes.
That wouldn't be a wise thing to do.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and wait?
Yeah.
Stay here.
Let's go see Al Chambers,
Who's he?
our deputy sheriff around here.
All right, let me get my coat. Well, he said that Marion was there and for one night, and then she left.
With the $40,000? This fellow lives like a hermit. You must remember that bad business out there about 10 years ago. Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years. It ain't only local history, Sam. It's the only case of murder and suicide on Fairvale ledgers.
What the fuck? So it's actually Norman just dressing up as his mom, man. Because we haven't seen the two of them in the same scene together. The first time we saw her or heard her speak was when through the window when Marion was listening. It's Norman, dude. But then there was a woman in the window, a silhouette of a woman in the window when Norman and Arbogast were speaking, so there must be someone in the house.
Norman found them dead together. In bed.
You want to tell me you saw Norman Bates's mother?
But it had to be. Because Arbogast said so, too.
Oh, I will not hide in the fruit cellar. You think I'm fruity, huh? You hid me there once, boy, and you won't do it again. Not ever again. Now get out. Put me down. Put me down. I can walk on my own.
Saw the register myself. Saw the whole place, as a matter of fact. That boy's alone there. The sooner you drop this in the lap of the law, that's the sooner you stand a chance of your sister being picked up.
Someone's at that window. I just saw the curtain move.
Thank you. I'll get your bags.
Haven't any.
All right, there's your receipt. Now I'll show you the cabin.
Well, don't bother yourself. We'll find it.
But if you had a useless business like this motel, what would you need to get out, to get a new business somewhere else? $40,000? He wouldn't have gone anywhere or done anything without telling us unless he was stopped. And he was stopped.
Ain't no shower curtain.
Sam, look.
What is it?
It's figuring. It didn't get washed down. Look, some figure has been added to or subtracted from 40,000. One of us can keep him occupied while the other gets to the old woman.
You'll never be able to hold him still if he doesn't want to be held.
You looking for me?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact.
Wife's taking a nap, and I never could keep quiet enough for her, so I just thought I'd look you up and talk.
I thought it
was the people who were alone most of the time who did all the talking when they got the chance. Here you are doing all the listening.
Mrs. Bates?
Someone was here.
I'm not saying you shouldn't be contented here. I'm just doubting that you are.
I had a very happy childhood. My mother and I were more than happy.
Bet your mother knows where the money is and what you did to get it. I think she'll tell us.
Where's that girl you came here with? Where is she?
Mrs. Bates.
I got the whole story, but not from Norman. I got it from his mother.
Did he kill my sister?
Yes. You have to go back 10 years. To the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover. His mother was a clinging, demanding woman. And it seemed to Norman that she threw him over for this man. Now, that pushed him over the line, and he killed them both. Matricide is probably the most unbearable crime of all. So he began to think and speak for her. Give her half his life, so to speak. At times, he could be both personalities, carry on conversations. But he was often only mother. If he felt a strong attraction to any other woman, the mother side of him would go wild. When he met your sister, he was touched by her, aroused by her. He wanted her. That set off the jealous mother, and mother killed the girl. He'd walk about the house, sit in her chair, speak in her voice. He tried to be his mother. In Norman's case, the battle is over, and the dominant personality has won.
He was always bad. And in the end, he intended to tell them I killed those girls. I'm not even going to swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see, and they'll know. And they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Bro. Amazing, man. Amazing movie, man. Hitchcock, you fucking genius, man. I'm glad they explained it at the end there. I was piecing things together, but I'm just glad they you know, the psychiatrist there explained everything. This is a 1960 movie. A 1960 movie, man, and they still even back then they understood all this stuff about psychology, man. You know, they'd made some breakthroughs in understanding personality disorders and stuff like that, man. Norman Bates. What a psycho, man. At some point I was convinced that his mom was actually alive. You know, that he'd probably faked her own death or something, and then I started to suspect that he was the one dressing up as his mom, because we never really got to see the two of them in the same scene together. Even when Marion was listening to them arguing, or Norman arguing with his mom, it was in the house, man, and we had two voices. So now we know that it was him, just the mom personality arguing with the Norman personality, because at the time it was still half and half, unlike the end where the mom, the personality of his mom had completely taken over, man.
He was never all Norman. He was as jealous of him. Depressed.
A finger. They're probably watching. Are watching. They'll see. They'll see, and they'll know. They'll say, why,
She wouldn't even harm a fly. I had to confirm that because I've heard that quote before and I thought it was he wouldn't harm a fly. She wouldn't harm a fly, man. When he was cleaning up the tub there after killing her, I thought to myself, he's done this before, man. At the time I thought the mom was still alive and she was jealous. I thought she was, as a personality, she existed, but I thought she was actually up there in the house and she was just jealous of him, having feelings for other women and that she'd killed women that he'd fallen for before, man. Damn. It was him all along, man. It was him all along, man. That bond that he had with his mom, when that other guy came into the picture and he felt like he'd lost her. Then he killed them both. And then just the guilt of the matricide. I didn't even know matricide was a word, man. I just learned about that, man. He realizes he feels so bad, he convinces himself and convinces his mind completely that she's still around, Wipes out the crime, decides it didn't happen, that his mom is still around, and the two personalities begin to exist there, man. I guess that's what pushed him over the edge, the matricide. That's what pushed him over the edge, man. It is his way of coping and convincing himself and convincing his mind that he did not kill his mom and that she's still around. So I wonder why, though. Like in some scenes we saw him down at the motel tending to customers, and then someone would look up at the house and see the silhouette of a woman by the window. I guess that was him just trying to put up appearances to convince people that there was someone else up there. What a fantastic story this is. Fucked up but fantastic at the same time. I wonder if this was adopted from this was like a book adaptation, or whether this was the first time that this story of Norman Bates was introduced to the world, man. In this movie, I wonder if this was the first time, man, because this is such a fantastic story. No wonder it's been adapted into a show. The show is amazing too, and the show did a good job of staying true to this original story with the way the house, the shape of the house, the layout of the house, and the house coming, the placement of the house, the placement of the cabins. Did a good job of staying true to that. The whole thing about the financial hardships that they were going through because of the highway, of the main road being changed. They stayed true to that as well. Even the actor who plays Norman here, they found someone who kind of looks like him to play him in the show. Amazing. They did a good job of staying true to this stuff, man. Hitchcock, man. Hitchcock, man. I'm like trying to replay the whole thing in my mind, like knowing what I know now, man. Like just filling in the gaps, man. He falls for Marion. The mom personality gets jealous, kills her, kills Marion. Then Norman wakes up from that trance or that blackout where his mom's personality had taken over. He goes to clean up the evidence and the crime scene because he's helping out his mom. He doesn't want her to be punished for that, man. He's done it multiple times, probably 3 times now. Not 3 times, 4 times. The two girls 10 years ago. Then Arbogast and did he kill a 4th person? Yeah, and Marion. Marion Crane, man. I want to rewatch this final scene when the guy explains. I just want to rewatch this again. It's so surreal, man, listening to this. So bear with me. I just want to watch this final part again, man.
That is, from the mother half of Norman's mind, you have to go back 10 years. To the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover. Now, he was already dangerously disturbed.
How many people has he killed? His mom, her lover, the two girls, Marion and Arbogast, dude. 6 people, man. 6 people. He's just... Dude is a fucking psycho. The title fits so well, man, to his character, man. And he's so unassuming too, man. He's so unassuming. You see him and he's like, hands in his pocket, The actor did an amazing job of portraying like an unassuming character. You wouldn't even suspect him, man. You wouldn't suspect him, dude. You will not suspect him at all, man. He's a very likable guy when he's just being Norman until the personalities come into play. Especially when Marion mentioned that he should put his mom in a madhouse or some shit. And then he switched, man. He went from being really nice and really a very nice demeanor. He just switched, man. When she mentioned that he should put her away in some place, some place. It's just that guilt, man, of having killed his mom. He just doesn't want that to be the reality, man. And the mind completely just took that theory and restructured itself to believe that, and the split personality thing, man. Fantastic story, this one, man.
His father died. His mother was a clinging, demanding woman. And for years, the two of them lived as if there was no one else in the world. Then she met a man. And it seemed to Norman that she threw him over for this man. Now that pushed him over the line and he killed them both. Matricide is probably the most unbearable crime of all. Most unbearable to the son who commits it. So he had to erase the crime, at least in his own mind. He stole her corpse. A weighted coffin was buried. He hid the body in the fruit cellar. Even treated it to keep it as well as it would keep. And that still wasn't enough.
So the stealing of the corpse was him trying to convince his mind that the mother was still around, yeah? He needed that physical evidence of her body to know or to convince himself that she was still around. Because he could have just buried her and kept convincing himself that she was still around, but he needed that physical representation of her presence, man.
There. But she was a corpse. So he began to think and speak for her.
A corpse can only do so much, She's there, but she's a corpse. So he's trying to convince himself that that mother is still around, yeah? But she's a corpse. She doesn't speak. She's just there. So that wasn't enough, man. He needed to bring her to life for real, man. So hence the speaking and giving her life, man.
So to speak. At times, he could be both personalities, carry on conversations.
When Marion heard them speaking up there, man, and when we saw him carrying her body from her room into the cellar, into the fruit cellar, we heard a conversation going on up there in the room. It was him just speaking in both voices.
At other times, the mother half took over completely.
When he killed her, when he was killing these people, it was the mother personality completely.
He was never all Norman, but he was often only mother. And because he was so pathologically jealous of her, he assumed that she was as jealous of him. Therefore, if he felt a strong attraction to any other woman, the mother side of him would go wild.
She goes a little mad sometimes. He mentioned that to Marion, man. She goes a little mad sometimes. But she's harmless.
When he met your sister, he was touched by her, aroused by her. He wanted her. That set off the jealous mother, and mother killed the girl.
This is, and I guess this manifested when he was You know, when he took the painting off the wall and he was looking at her taking a shower, at that point, I think that's when the mother personality really got fucking jealous because he just put it back. Because I thought he would like look at her showering and all that, you know. I thought that's what would happen. I thought he would like just peeping Tom kind of thing. But he put it back and went up to the house and then came back down his mother, man. That's when the mother personality really became jealous and went wild. He went back into the house, dressed up as her, and came back as her, man. Came back as no longer Norman, dude.
Turned as if from a deep sleep. And like a dutiful son, covered up all traces of the crime he was convinced his mother had committed. Why was he dressed like that? He's a transvestite. Not exactly. A man who dresses in women's clothing in order to achieve a sexual change or satisfaction is a transvestite. But in Norman's case, he was simply doing everything possible to keep alive the illusion of his mother being alive. And when reality came too close, when danger or desire threatened that illusion, he'd dress up, even to a cheap wig he bought. He'd walk about when danger or desire threatened that illusion. He'd dress up, even and when reality came too close, he was simply doing everything possible to keep alive the illusion of his mother being alive. And when reality came too close, when danger or desire threatened that illusion, he'd dress up, even to a cheap wig he bought. He'd walk about the house, sit in her chair, speak in her voice. He tried to be his mother. And, now he is. Now, that's what I meant when I said I got the story from the mother. You see, when the mind houses two personalities, there's always a conflict, a battle. In Norman's case, the battle is over, and the dominant personality has won. And the $40,000? Who got that? The swamp. These were crimes of passion, not profit. He feels a little chill. Can I bring him?
It's sad when a mother has to speak the words that condemn her own son, but I couldn't allow them to believe that I would commit murder. They'll put him away now, as I should have, years ago. He was always bad, and in the end he intended to tell them I killed those girls and that man, as if I could do anything except just sit and stare, like one of his stuffed birds. Well, they know I can't even move a finger, and I won't. I'll just sit here and be quiet, just in case they do suspect me. They're probably watching me. I'll let them.
Wait, this part's kind of confusing, man.
I couldn't allow them to believe that I would commit murder. It's sad.
So this is her personality.
My mother has to speak the words that condemn her own son, but I couldn't allow them to believe that I would commit murder. They'll put him away now, as I should have, years ago. He was always bad, and in the end he intended to tell them I killed those girls and that man, as if I could do anything except just sit and stare, like one of his stuffed birds. Well, they know I can't even move a finger, and I won't. I'll just sit here and be quiet, just in case they do suspect me. They're probably watching me. Well, let them see what kind of a person I am. I'm not even going to swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see, and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
So the personality of the mom has completely taken over and told us the truth of what Norman did, that it's Norman who killed those girls and did all these things because if that hadn't happened, Norman would probably would have said that, hey, it's not the Norman's personality would have said the half that is Norman's personality would have said that, hey, I'm not the one who did this. It was Mom's personality who killed these girls because she was jealous, blah blah blah. So she took complete control to stop that from happening, to stop the blame from being put on her. At least that's what's happening in the mind at the moment. The mom's personality has taken over and she's exposing that Norman is the one who did all these things, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Jesus, man. Yo. This is crazy. Crazy story, man. Hitchcock, man. Hey, man. My mind is all boggled up right now, so Like, subscribe, share. I will see you guys in the next one, man. Fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. Peace.